Hey everyone, good morning. Happy Sunday morning. It is a gray. I saw Jonathan from Boston saying, good morning from a gray Boston. It is a gray Philadelphia, New Jersey here. I'm actually in New Jersey at the moment in our office here. But yeah, it is pretty gray and gloomy out. It's chilly. I don't know what's going on. It was 80 something last week. It's 50 something. It was almost 30 something last night. I'm over it. Summer, is it summer? Is it spring? Is it winter? I have no idea. So here we are. Anyway, let's talk about cruising. Cruising is seasonal agnostic. We don't care about what season it is. We're going to get into some cruise news in a few minutes. Let's say hello to everyone. The Furies are here. We have Brian, Jamie, and Baby James. Good morning, everyone. Fred and Lisa are here. Good morning to you guys. Hope everything is going well. Leslie's here. Good morning, Leslie. Hope you're having a great Sunday morning thus far. Jonathan again from Gray Boston. Good morning to you as well. Jimmy C, good morning from rainy Staten Island there out in New York. It's not raining here. It rained all last night. Felicia, good morning to you. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Luis, good morning to you. Good talking to you this morning. Greg Gooser, good morning. Reading all about a crew member overboard on the breakaway last night. Very sad. Yeah, I mean, very sadly, there's that call of the void sometimes that's it's overwhelming when you're on a cruise ship and you look over the side there and look, some people are struggling and that's not great. Happens far too often is the case, which is really sad, but not great. Not great at all. Carrie Ann, good morning to you. Hope you and Kevin are doing well. Gail Grossman, good morning. Happy Sunday morning to you. Hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful Sunday morning. I'm going to get into some cruise news, and then I'm going to ask everybody for a quick favor in a few minutes. I'm going to wait for some more people to pop into the room here. Kathy and Tim, good morning to you guys. Hope you're doing well. Hope everything is good down south. It's warmer than here, I'm sure, which is really nice. Alex is back from his Philadelphia cruise on a very lumpy, bumpy embarkation. Disembarkation was much better. Thanks for the hospitality. Philadelphia is a great town. I keep telling everyone. It's a great town. Come to Philly, even if you don't go on a cruise. Come to Philly. Enjoy the food. Enjoy the culture. People are really nice. It's not what you think. It's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful town. Come check it out. It's a great place. Lisa DeLuca, good morning to you. Hope you are doing well. Matt Ryan, good morning. Happy Sunday morning to you. Hope you're doing well. Hope everything is going well for everyone. I hope everyone has cruises booked. I hope everything's good. Let's get into a little bit of cruise news. First up, cruise news story. I saw the original post on this online. I'll tell you what, Facebook, I am, just about done with Facebook. I don't do any of the Facebook cruise groups anymore. They're, I always try. I'm always like, hey, I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna participate. Nobody knows who I am, right? I'm gonna participate. Answer questions if I can. And then within like 2 days, I'm like, why am I here? This is the worst people on earth. First of all, there's so many bots out there that are just populating weird fake news things and awful, just starting fights between people, which is terrible. And then you just get all, just hatred online. It's just awful. So let's talk about the original post. Someone said, hey, I paid for lunch at Chops, and then we got there and they told us it's now brunch and we can't have lunch anymore. And I really wanted lunch and I paid $60 for lunch, but lunch doesn't cost $60. So I don't know how they paid $60 for lunch. Anyway, multiple cruisers have spotted a new brunch option on board of Royal Caribbean ships. The cruise line came out and they clarified that it's a new menu. We're just doing a new menu. It is not replacing lunch. It is in addition to lunch. We're not getting rid of lunch. Don't worry. The brunch option was spotted on Star and then it popped up in a few other places. So the brunch experience costs $60 for an adult, $40 for a child. And then if you have the unlimited dining package and you would like to do brunch at Chops because it's a fancy schmancy brunch, it's an additional $30. Do I think that's crazy? Yeah, just go to lunch. Why would you go to brunch? Well, you could just go to lunch. Anyway, they're not replacing it. As Matt Hochberg says here, unsurprisingly, the new brunch sparked immediate backlash and people were saying it's too much money for it. The menu doesn't look anything special and certainly not something I would pay a $50 per person or $60 per person, as someone said. There's an easy solution to that. Don't do it. There you go. Don't do it. They said nothing on the menu would cause me to choose this over the main dining room. You're already paying for food. Is that menu worth $60 or $50? I don't think so. Chops lunch, you at least get steak, and it's usually around $20, $25, something like that. This is just paying so much more money for that type of food. I agree completely. Chops, Giovanni's, all the restaurants that serve lunch, I think it's one of the biggest steals on board. If you want to try specialty dining, but you don't want to put out a lot of money, go try lunch at one of the specialty dining restaurants. Remember, you don't have to do anything. There's no rules. You don't have to pay for things extra. You can just go to the dining room. You can go to the Windjammer. You can do whatever you want. So yeah, they're not replacing lunch. They're just adding another option for you. Just another way for them to make money. There you go. Good morning, John from Teresa and Mike. Hope all is well with you. Same to you guys. Hope you are doing well. Lisa is here. Good morning, Lisa. Hope you're having a great day. Charlie said, good morning. If I could book my air this morning with points, I'll be emailing to book another cruise in a couple of hours. That is awesome, Charlie. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate it. Dominic is here. Hello, Dominic. Good morning to you. Hope you're having a great day. Tim McNeil, good morning to you. Happy Sunday morning. Alex said, when are you going on the Jewel? I have no idea. As of right now, I don't have a lot of things going on. I got a lot of things in the works. On the business side, trying to get my back and those things squared away. So I'm juggling some balls. I got some things up in the air right now. So cruising is in a holding pattern at the moment. I'm trying to figure out some next steps, what we're going to do, different things that are going on. Obviously, we have the group cruise in September that we're doing. Very excited about that. Talked to Luis this morning about that, about planning some dining and some events and different things like that. And I know I'm going on a cruise in December with Judy's family. We have a quick little 4-dayer planned in December. Other than that, I'm going to try to work some things in. I have cruises planned. I have cruises planned in May and June. I just have some things going on, and I don't know what I'm going to be able to do and not be able to do. I have things. So we'll see what happens with all of that. Anyway, I wanted to ask everybody for a quick favor with conditions. So here's the quick favor. We generally don't ask for much here. We don't ask people to do anything. So I don't even ask people to subscribe most of the time. So obviously, if you're here, you know who we are. I always forget to introduce who we are. I am John with Bite Size Cruises. I own a travel agency. We book people on cruises here. We do this cruise channel to give you great information and, of course, to try to get people to book with us because that's what we do. So obviously, a ton of the people here have booked cruises with us, and we appreciate that greatly. Over the past few days, I've been talking to some people about booking and doing some different things. And one of the big things that came up, which I think is slightly silly, but it came up, was that we don't have a lot of reviews. And they were hesitant about using us because we don't have a lot of reviews. And they asked why that was. And my simple response was, I just don't ask for reviews that much. We've been putting it in maybe a few emails at the end when people come back. Occasionally, I'll remember to do it. But for the most part, I don't ask for reviews. To me, what's more important is that people come back and they book cruises with us again, which is what happens. We book with somebody, we try to do the best job we possibly can do, and then they come back and they book with us again. You just saw Charlie right there. Just say, hey, I'm going to book with you guys again. And for the most part, a ton of you here have done that. So my quick favor to ask is, if I'm going to put a little link here, if you have booked with us and you have had a good experience, only if you booked with us, if you could do a review, if you could take a quick moment and post a little review, we would really appreciate it. I'm just throwing the link in there, just a Google review page. If you would take a moment and do a quick review for us, I would greatly appreciate it. That's it. If you've booked and you've enjoyed working with us, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I won't ask for anything else today. Lisa DeLuca said, if I'm honest, I'm feeling pretty jealous of Charlie. Lisa, you too could book a cruise if you'd like. There are no restrictions on booking. Booking is open and available. If anybody's looking to go on a cruise, please feel free to book. We're open for business. This month has been really slow for some reason. I don't know why. I do know why, because January, February, March are wave season. We had a great wave season. Again, thank you to all of you. But yeah, April's generally a little bit of a slow month. It's tax month for one, and we've just gotten out of wave season. So, you know, a little bit of the excitement dies down a little bit. Rick K, good morning to you. Hope you are having a wonderful, wonderful day. Let's get into the next bit of cruise news. So we have another bit of cruise news here from Virgin. Virgin is doing their debut sailing out of the port of San Diego. So Brilliant Lady has arrived in San Diego for the first time as it's part of its maiden season over there on the West Coast. It was in LA in early April. Now it is heading out of San Diego to do Southern California and Mexico cruises. If you've never been to San Diego, I highly recommend it. It's one of my favorite cities in the US. The weather is just absolutely perfect there. It's like 80, 70 something to 80 every day. It doesn't really get hot. It is like 50 something to the 60s at night, which I love. It's kind of like sweater weather in the evening. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful place. There's great food there, obviously great Mexican food there, and a bunch of different things. So if you haven't tried a cruise out of San Diego, there's not a lot of cruises there, but they're doing some really great ones. They left on April 10th, doing their first cruise, part of a 5-night sailing, going to Santa Barbara, another beautiful place, Ensenada, and then back over to LA. So check it out. Let me know what you think. Let me know if anybody's cruised out of San Diego before. Lisa said, what part of 2 weeks PTO screams book a bunch of cruises? Lisa, it sounds like it's time for a career change. Let's talk about it. Let's figure out what you could do next that would give you more time off. Lisa, would you like to be a travel agent? There you go. You can switch it up. There's nothing better in life than drastic changes to your life so that you could have more time off. Next bit of cruise news, we have a lot, again, people in an uproar about the Royal Caribbean cruise comp, casino comp changes. So let's talk about what happened. This is another story by Matt Hochberg. So Royal Caribbean's annual cruise loyalty perks are starting to hit accounts, which means if you reach a certain tier in the Royal Caribbean casino program, whether it's Prime or Master, Signature, whatever your tier is, you get an annual free cruise, complimentary cruise. So everybody gets excited about this. Your points add up in April, and then boom, you get your tier for the next month starting April 1st. So obviously after a little while, they start sending out your, hey, you can book your cruise. Here are the rules, the itineraries. and you get a certificate for that. It's been pretty predictable for the last few years. And now what's happening is people noticed that in their tiers, they look different than they did last year. So April 21st, members who got the highest tier started to see their certificates. In years past, you could choose any cruise that wasn't on the exclusion list. The excluded sailings are typically like Christmas, New Year's, and like, the busiest weeks of the year, but there's not many, to be completely honest. It's also limited to any sailings that are 7 days or less. You can't pick like a 20-day cruise. Those were fair game. Now we're seeing that there's more excluded sailings. So they were excluded. A lot of them, even like balcony cabins, have been excluded on the highest tiers, which is really crazy. They did allow for the Masters people now just to open it up. You could do any length. So again, if you're Masters, this is an insane amount of money that you're gambling. So there should be crazy allowances here. You could do up to 25 nights. You can book a Grand Suite. You could do all these crazy things. You can't do those on the lesser ones. So I think what most people are upset about is now it says if you are a Prime member for 2026, you get an annual cruise up to 7 nights, interior stateroom. That is the thing that's really making people upset. So those things, the people that aren't getting, there seems like there's more exclusions. It seems like they're excluding categories more. Some people really enjoyed that they were able to usually book a junior suite, which they're not able to do anymore. However, what most people are finding out is if you call, you can actually book those things. I don't know if they're just trying to hit as many people as possible that aren't going to book those things, but who knows? For some reason, they've made some changes. This is what happens all the time, right? We shouldn't be surprised. We've seen it with Carnival changing their entire loyalty program. Now Royal's cutting back a little bit on the casino program. Look, if you reach that Masters level, I don't think there should be any exclusions for you. You should be able to pick a cruise and just go on it, with the exception of charter cruises. Because on the charter cruises, obviously someone has rented out the entire ship. So I don't think it's a big deal. But, it's again, if it is the fact that you can't book a big chunk more, you're going to see the gambling go down a little bit. However, if you're at the Masters level, that is just a stunning, we're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars going through those machines a year. Lisa said, win the lotto. That's a good option, right? You could we'll hit the casino hard on Oasis. We'll see what we can do for you. Good morning, Tony Diaz. Welcome. Tony said, I got my first casino offer, so I don't know what used to be offered. Yeah, it used to be a little bit better, but look, you're getting a free cruise. It's nice that you're getting a free cruise. I think what we miss sometimes, specifically with Royal and Celebrity, not only are you getting that free cruise for a Prime or Masters or Signature, whatever you are, you're getting offer after offer after offer after offer. I am barely Prime, and I have at least 9 or 10 offers in my account right now. So that's 9 or 10 cruises that I could go on that would only cost me port fees and taxes. As long as I'm gambling X amount of dollars, whatever that is, on those cruises, and you're not going to lose them anyway. If I book a bunch of those cruises, then for the few thousand of dollars that I gambled last year, I'm getting 9 or 10 cruises, which is an amazing value. So sometimes we all just happen to look at the negative instead of looking at the positive. We don't want them to take perks away. I don't want them to take perks away either, but we can't overreact either, which makes things crazy. Next bit of cruise news. Speaking of charter cruises, this is a wild story. So 103 passengers are still waiting for $642,000 in cruise refunds from a canceled charter sailing. And this is going to be a good little lesson, I think, for everyone. Just good information. Maybe not a lesson, but good information. So what we have here is there was a Capital Jazz Super Cruise scheduled to go out of the Caribbean on March 22nd to the 29th on board of MSC Divina. MSC canceled this charter cruise in November after Capital Jazz failed to make the payments for the cruise, despite continually collecting money from customers. Keep in mind, MSC is not collecting the money from customers. Capital Jazz is collecting the money from customers. By the time passengers learned of cancellation, many had already paid thousands of dollars and booked flights and hotels. So the Consumer Protection Division of the Attorney General in the state of Maryland is now filed a breach of contract suit here. And what we know is 103 people have not gotten their refunds back. It could be more. This is just what they're going on, how many people have reached out. Capital Jazz made a commitment to Maryland consumers and broke it. Then they brazenly did it again. The office intends to use every legal tool available to hold it accountable. I can talk. I really can. So here's what we're talking about here. Remember, if you book a charter cruise, this is why sometimes these cruises are a little bit wonky. And this is why I generally recommend book through a travel agent, book through someone you trust. You know where your money's going. Those people are booking directly with the cruise line. These charter cruises are a little bit weird. Those charter companies are paying for those. And then most of the time they're marking up the cruise, which is totally fine. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. If you're doing a large group cruise with 500 or 600 people, even 100, and you're marking that up because you're paying, jazz musicians, or you're doing swag bags or whatever it is, so there's a markup, I totally get that. I'm not opposed to that. You know what the price is. You get the price. You make the decision whether or not you want to go on that charter cruise. That's up to you. But this is the problem. And this has happened a few times now where those companies, for whatever reason, decide we're not going to pay, and they're not giving the money back to the people that made those payments already. That is really bad. Hopefully everybody gets their money back and gets whole in this. But remember, this is not an MSC issue. MSC is not responsible to pay these people back. MSC didn't take their money. Capital Jazz did. Ryan, good morning. Ryan said, when's your next cruise? We were just talking about it. I'm not sure is the answer. Technically, I'm booked on Luna in a few weeks, 4 weeks, a little less than 4 weeks. Maybe it's 4 weeks from today. Could be. It's less than 30 days. But I have some things going on. I got a lot of things that are up in the air. So short answer is I'm booked on Luna on May 23rd. But I may have some things going on that would require me to not go on a cruise for a few months. So I'll let everybody know. I don't want to be, weird or deceiving about it. I just don't want to tell people I'm going on a cruise and then I'm not going on a cruise, which, comes up sometimes. Sometimes I have things scheduled and I have to change them. Sometimes I cancel things. Things get moved around a lot. So I'd rather be just upfront and honest. Working on a few things from behind the scenes here. I'm supposed to, Judy and I are supposed to be on Luna in May. We're supposed to be on Celebrity Beyond in June. But as of right now, things are a little bit up in the air. I'm expecting to go on the cruise, but we shall see. Next up, Royal Caribbean next year is bringing back this birthday bash at sea. This is the second annual Royal Birthday Bash. This is going to take place during the entire month of September. It's an annual celebration where the party never stops. It'll be taking place all through November on all of the cruise line ships that sail to the Caribbean and Mexico. They're going to be doing special birthday cocktails, raffles and giveaways, a birthday party balloon drop, and more. Celebrate the announcement. Royal Caribbean's offering the following deals on cruises in September. You're going to get an additional $200 off. That helps. Third and fourth guests in the stateroom cruise for free. These are deals running from April 24th through May 7th. And obviously you can find the best prices on whoever you book your cruises with. There's going to be some really great deals. Obviously, we all know if you're going on our group cruise, the unlimited dining package is now 50% off for the month of September. If you have a cruise in the month of September, the Thrill Water Park is 50% off. Hideaway Beach is 50% off. Internet packages are 40% off. And then if kids are 12 or under, it is 50% off the refreshment package right now as well. So again, if you are thinking about going on a cruise, if you'd like to join us on our group cruise in September out of Bayonne, New Jersey on the Oasis of the Seas, now's a great time. Prices are great if you want to bring your kids. Third and fourth guests are free. If you want to smash into a room with 2 other people and you have 2 people, there you go. You can do it. But that is a fun thing. I don't know if you've been on one of those birthday bash cruises. They're pretty fun. We did one last year. I forget what cruise we were on. I think it was Wonder. And it's fun. Just another reason to have some type of party going on. Lana, good morning to you. Hope you are doing well this Sunday morning in Delco. Next up, Carnival has announced their new ship, the Tropical, which is coming out in a year, will be home porting in Galveston. Obviously, Galveston building a 4th cruise terminal, quickly becoming like the 2nd largest cruise port-ish outside of Florida. So obviously we have Port Canaveral and Miami are neck and neck there all the time. And then Port Everglades in Fort Lauderdale is another very large cruise port. And now Galveston becoming a very large cruise hub, getting really big cruise ships. Icon's going to be there. Tropical is going to be there. Massive ship. MSC Seascape is there right now. We're getting a lot of big ships and fun things out of Galveston. Next bit of cruise news. We talked about this a little bit on Wednesday. So if you decide to book this is the most Royal Caribbean thing ever. If you decide to book a guaranteed cabin and you're worried about where your cabin's going to be, my suggestion would be don't book a guaranteed cabin. I book guaranteed cabins, so I'm 100% honest here. There are sometimes I'm like, it's cheaper, I'm just going to do it. I generally don't care where I am. Now, there are times that I get on the ship and I regret that a little bit. The one time I was like right above the Latin bar, whatever the mojito bar, margarita bar is on the Breakaway Plus class ships. I was right above it. And it was super loud until like 10:30 at night. It was fine. Stayed up. It's all good. Sometimes you're going to wind up in a wonky place. But Royal Caribbean has a little bit of a fix for you. If you book a guaranteed stateroom and then you would like to know where you're going to be, you could pay an extra $30 per stateroom and they will release it within 24 hours and let you know. Just means that you're paying an extra $30. It might be a good deal. If an interior cabin is $1,000 per person and you can get a guaranteed one for $800 per person, but you really want to know where you're going to be, then you get that. It's $830, and they're just going to tell you where you could be. Now, they're not saying like then if you can you move, right? They're just letting you know where it's going to be. So then I would argue you just have more time to be upset about it. But who knows? I haven't seen all the different details here. As of now, it says the earliest sign upgrade is $30 fee that will reveal guests' stateroom assignments sooner. Even more important, it does. So here you go. If you have preferences for where your room is located, the upgrade also permits you to fine-tune your assignment. I don't know what's going to be the limitations there. It doesn't say. There's no cost to shift within stateroom category. That sounds good. I don't think that's a terrible idea. My gut is now that they're doing that, they're probably going to raise the price of the guaranteed cabins as well. But who knows? We'll see. It could be a steal to do that, get your room assignment right away, pay that $30, and then switch it to another room. We'll see. Lisa has a question. Pre-book Uber from hotel to port or wait? Same question for getting off the ship. Getting off the ship, the quick answer is wait. There are too many variables when you pre-book and you get penalized for messing around if you cancel those type of things. I generally recommend waiting on till you get off the ship. There are other tricks and things that you could do. You can get out around the different terminals, get away from the crowds, get yourself an Uber. Going to the port, pre-book all the time. I pre-book every time. I never want to worry about it. When I get to my hotel, generally, I kind of scope out the situation. And then as soon as I get to my hotel the night before, I pre-book my Uber or Lyft. I generally use Uber, but I usually do XL or Premier, whatever they are. And then I just pre-book it. And you're good to go. You don't have to worry about anything. And generally they come a little bit early. They'll sit there and wait for you. They don't mind. I had one really funny one. I didn't do it, but on my last cruise, I had pre-booked my Uber and I had a phone call. So I was running a little bit late and I just let them know I was going to be about 10 minutes late. And there was a Starbucks right outside my hotel. It was like literally like 20 steps away. And he was like, no problem. I'm going to Starbucks. Do you want something? And I was like, no, that's really funny. So that's my advice is definitely pre-book going, but don't pre-book coming out. Lana said, rode by the port last week when the Jewel was there. Hard to get video photos from Hog Island due to the tree shrubs. Also, police monitoring the area. Did seem less chaotic and no buses at Clarion after 3 p.m. that I saw. Yeah, Alex is here. He said he had a nicer experience getting off the ship, which is good. Lisa said, should say 3 people and a bunch of luggage, should probably a double XL needed. Yes, pre-book, 100% going. And then getting off the ship, again, don't do that. It's a little bit of a nightmare. Greg Gooser said, absolutely pre-booking. Leaving the port makes you last in line. I got screwed in Galveston, had to pay a rate 3 times higher than my pre-book rate. So he's saying pre-book leaving the port. Pre-booking an Uber leaving the port makes you last in line. I got screwed. I'm not sure what you mean there, Greg Gooser. But I definitely pre-book going. I generally don't pre-book coming out because there's so many variables of getting through. If you have any hiccups of like going through customs, walking off the ship, anything like that, I generally wait. And then again, I have strategies for just getting out of the general port area. I don't carry big luggage. So that's a variable for me that other people, it's not a variable for me because I can walk somewhere. So generally, when I'm in Miami, I don't order an Uber at the terminal. I get to the outside ring so that I'm not in that like terminal nightmare where it's like 40 or 45 minutes for them to get through if it's a bad traffic day, which it's fine. And I just walk out to the outside and then call it. Fort Lauderdale, Port Everglades was a beautiful experience. There's like little terminal stops. The terminals are spread out more. It's a little bit easier. Still didn't pre-book, walked out, ordered my Uber, gone in 5 minutes. Again, the other tricks are pay more money. Mostly everybody is ordering Uber X or whatever the cheapest option is, right? So look, it's not my best solution for you, but the solution is to pay more money. Get an XL, get a Premier, get whatever, pay the extra 10 or 15 bucks, and yours is probably going to come quicker and you're going to get the heck out of there. Same thing with like Galveston, I walk out of the port area. To do it if you're going to do it. Yeah, Greg Gooser said he agrees. He did the same thing. Lisa said, so maybe a taxi from the port to airport is best when leaving. If there's a taxi there, that's great. There's not. It's funny how a lot of people just don't use the taxis anymore. But at least you know what you're going to pay. You know what the rate is. Sometimes they're there and just waiting. You walk out, you can just jump in a taxi and go. I do that at the airport sometimes. If I get off at particularly ones where it's crazy, like Fort Lauderdale, the traffic is really bad there and you have to go into the parking garage. If there's a taxi there, I'm getting in the taxi. But yeah, either way, or just wait till you get out and then call. If you're doing it from like New Jersey, Bayonne, for instance, that's another great one where I kind of like walk out of the terminal area because again, you kind of get looped into that traffic there. If you can get out to at least the main road there, and walk out, it's going to just cut down your either your wait time or getting out of their time, which both can be a little bit nuts depending on what port and what terminal you're in. That is it for cruise news today. Ryan said in Manhattan, I usually walk about 5 blocks. I walk north about 5 blocks and it's usually 20 or 30 bucks cheaper. Again, totally correct, Ryan. So when I'm in Manhattan, I do one of 2 things. One, I usually take the train, right? So one, I either walk to MSG, and that's a long walk. So don't get me wrong, it's not the greatest experience, but generally it's like early in the morning. I get out and it's uphill, so it's not great. But I leave and I just get the heck out of there, and I walk if I'm feeling lazy, I do the same thing. I walk up a couple blocks to where that Inc. 48 hotel is. I just jump in an Uber there, and you get out of all the traffic there, because there's that like block it's right across the street, and everybody's just loaded up in the street there trying to get their Ubers. I just get out of there and go up a couple blocks. That's a great piece of advice, Ryan. All right, question here. Any information available on price for the Vibe Beach Club on Luna? Yeah, I could tell you. Let me see if I could see it here. Check my account because we're booked on the Luna. So let me see if it's in there. It might be sold out, but let me see if I can at least see it. Also, if you weren't here earlier, I asked everybody for a quick favor. If you've booked with us and you had a nice experience, if you could please give us a quick review. I'm going to throw it down here again. So if you get a chance, if you could give us a review. We just had like some people that didn't want to book with us necessarily because we didn't have a ton of reviews. So if you could give us a review if you had a nice experience, I really appreciate it. I don't ask. I've never asked for reviews. So that's on me. Let's see. Explore and plan. If you see me said, oh, that's a great idea. There you go. Great ideas. Great ideas all around from everyone here. Good morning to you, Amy. Janet said, great information this morning. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Amy said, really missing the Indulge food hall. Yeah, Indulge is awesome. It really, really is. The Indulge food hall, if you've not been on one of the newer Prima Viva, Aqua Luna, you really have to try it. It's incredible. And I know a lot of people complain that the buffet is tiny now on those ships. I love it because I don't go there. I go to Indulge or the local. The local's huge, has two sides. I'm trying to find Vibe Beach Club here, by the way. Let's see. Vibe Beach Club. I always forget where it is. Oh, there it is. I don't know. That's a good question. It is sold out on mine. Let me see if it'll give me the price. Does not. Oh, it does. It says here $299 per person for the week. So, but it's sold out. People love the Vibe Beach Club. I've lost this battle many, many times. So I am not a huge proponent of the Vibe Beach Club. And I have one simple reason for that. There's no pool there. If the Vibe had a pool, it has a couple hot tubs. The chairs are really nice, right? It's like an upgraded kind of like pool deck where, you know, there's no kids, which is nice. You have some really upgraded loungers. You have your own bar there. And it's a beautiful area on the back of the ship there, especially on the newer ships, Aqua Luna, Prima Viva. But for me, it's that price doesn't give me enough of a reason. I'm also not like a lay out in the sun all day person. If there was like if it was like a solarium, almost like the thermal spa, but like you had some inside space, some outside space, and there was a pool, I'm all in. But there's not. So what are you gonna do? Ryan said, I wish I was on Lido deck now, Drury Day in Rhode Island. Same here. I mean, I couldn't agree more. Amy said, are the Luna and Aqua significantly better than the Prima? 1,000,000%. Yeah. So when I first went on Prima in 2022, I did like a quick 4-dayer on Prima. I really didn't like it. I love the Breakaway Plus class ships. I love it. They're like my favorite Norwegian class of ships. I love everything about them. I love all the special dining. I like the open areas on the waterfront, all of those things. So when I first got on there, I really didn't like it. There was hallways that just went nowhere. I like the amount of outdoor space on deck 8, but you know, we've talked about it so many times how small the little Sid Norman's is and how small some of the other venues are. Even some of the specialty dining are really tiny. So I went on Prima again, and I liked it better the second time I went on there. There were things I liked about it. But here's what I will say. I went on Aqua, and it just blew it away. There are still flaws. The atrium area, they still try to do shows there. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know why. They put out folding chairs. You think you were building a bigger ship, you would have added another venue for like shows and not done things in the atrium there. And now the like casino bleeds into the atrium, which I don't have a problem with, but like the shows there I just don't think are a great experience. But everything else is bigger. So the like back of Deck 8 where the Indulge Food Hall is bigger. The Indulge Food Hall is bigger. The waterfront area, Ocean Boulevard, is bigger. There are so many nice things on the Aqua and the Luna. Even the like top of the pool deck, it's bigger. Obviously, the Aqua Coaster is on there instead of the racetrack, but they are bigger. They're 10% bigger, and it just gives you a little more breathing room. So I do like Aqua and Luna a lot more. And then obviously I think Aura is going to be even better without having that big clunky thing on top. There's no Aqua slide. There's no racetrack on Aura. It's an upgraded pool deck, which is awesome. And Aqua and Luna have a bigger pool. The pool on Prima is like the little postage stamp pool there. The Aqua and Luna is not that much bigger, but it's bigger, thank God. So that's just my opinion, Amy. You are quite welcome. Alex said, I just restocked the fridge, back to reality. I should have just stayed on a ship. Agreed. Lisa said, the vibe on Breakaway and Breakaway Plus is really windy most of the time. That's a great tip. I did not know that. Very, very good tip. Kathy and Tim said, Luna is much better than Aqua. There you go. There you have it. Kathy and Tim have been on Aqua and Luna, so there you go. Amy said, yeah, the atrium area is a disaster. It really is. And it's not much better on the Aqua and the Luna. It's a little bit better, but it's not a ton better. Like I said, the casino bleeds out more, but things are in better places and things don't just dead end as much as they do on the Prima and the Viva. But there are some real highlights too. Hudson's is like a massive highlight. That main dining room is just beautiful. There's some great things. That's it for Cruise News today, everyone. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. I really appreciate everybody coming by. Thank you if you did a review. I really appreciate that as well. We will see everybody. I'll be live on Wednesday. We will have Dan from the Cruise Tubers on talking about the aforementioned NCL Luna. So come check that out. Dan's going to be live with us. Maybe Dan and Jen both. I don't know. But they'll be live with us. At least Dan will be there to talk about their trip. They just got off of Luna. And they just did a review, so go check out that on their channel. Otherwise, we'll be doing a bunch more videos on Radiance. And I will see everybody on Wednesday with AJ. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.